Yeah.
Welcome to World of Ability. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are here every Saturday at 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock Central, doing some amazing things with some amazing people, giving some updates and all sorts of fun stuff. There's a lot to be thankful for this weekend. It is Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving was just 2 days ago. Today it is November 25th. It is Saturday. So I personally am in the middle of a big family weekend, and I'm actually live on location here from a car. We are out and about enjoying family time together, and I'm actually stepped away for a moment with them so that I can be here with you guys. Because again, I am immensely thankful for the friends that gather here and share time with us and with the world. So here we are, World of Ability. I do have a big announcement that I want to make sure everybody is on top of. You know that we are very well connected with Project Diehard. Brian Gibson is the founder of Project Diehard, and his big news, and we've been leading up to this and talking about it for a while, the big news is on this coming Tuesday, November 28th, is the opening. Did you hear that? Opening of the location in Makanda, Illinois. So it is Forward Operating Base Rush. It is going to be opening, and they're having a press conference. They're having some amazing speakers coming in. There'll be food, there'll be tours. There's going to be all sorts of things happening on location that day as they are set open. What is Project Diehard? It is an amazing group. I think I've said amazing a lot already because I mean it really is. It's an amazing group of people who have come together to be a support network for veterans. So the location itself is a place where the intention is with the military folks coming back off of their active duty and coming back to civilian life. That's a big transition. Can you even imagine that? It's a massive transition coming back to civilian life. And it's a struggle. You need resources. You need to figure out where do I start? Because, some of them have been gone for years. And now they have to figure out what's next. That's big. That is a massive upheaval in life. And sometimes that really is something where you need a hand in a place to start. So that is something that the Project Diehard is there for, and what they provide for veterans. So there on the location there are places for individuals if they need to stay for a day, a week, a month, even up to a year, that they're able to stay on location there with the folks at Project Diehard. There's even room for as many as 2 families that they can also be able to stay there. So they can get what they need, whether it's honestly, you name it, whatever it is that they need. They are tapped into lots of different resources, and folks like those that are gathered here today on World of Ability, where they're able to find the help they need, whatever that may be. Because veteran suicide is too important to ignore. It's massive, and we need to make a difference. We do make a difference, and Project Diehard makes a difference. I am thankful for that organization and all they do. And again, they are opening that location this Tuesday. So stay tuned, look for more information coming out, and tap in. Actually, listen in when they have the live streams happening. Make sure to check out what's all happening there. I'm grateful for all that Brian does, and that we collectively have gotten to this point where I can actually make that announcement and throw it out there about how it's happening. The goal eventually is to have locations like this all across the country. So hopefully we can get one in every state. That would be ideal. First one's up though right now. It is happening in Makanda, Illinois. So with that, I'm going to hand this over to Emily so that she can also be sharing some information about Freedom Train and an event that's going on with TDC today. I have said for the Today Show for the Disability Channel. They have a massive event going on this coming week as well, and then she'll be bringing in all of these amazing guests that we have here today. So I'm excited for where we're headed, and for now, though, I'm going to hand this over to Emily. Over to you.
Hey everybody. So as Sue was sort of saying, the Disability Channel is going to be having a fundraiser coming up this Friday, December 1st. That costs, I believe, 30 Canadian dollars. And is from 6 p.m. to midnight Eastern. And is also featuring Freedom Train. And there's gonna be like music and food and among other things. It should be a great event, and we would encourage everybody to help support the Disability Channel however way you can, whether that's financially or volunteering and so on, or they a great group that also helps veterans and people with disabilities. So that's about that event. And so we have a few great guests here today. And I guess the first one, since he's a camera here, I'm gonna bring D in here, and all three of the people we have on today we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. So I guess I can start with D here. So D has some gasoline and some other things. So do you want to say a little bit about who you are, what you do?
Sure, Emily.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, thank you for introducing me. It was a great program, and I appreciate your whole group does for us veterans. As I said, my name is D. Ennis. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and in 1967 I was in Vietnam, and I know what a lot of these guys are going through. I support the Veterans Ranch. That's one of my favorite ones that you are familiar with. I support them. And as a Vietnam veteran, when I came out, we weren't very much appreciated, as many of you know. They actually were spitting on us. I tried to camouflage myself by taking off my uniform, but my short hair gave me away. And we went through a lot, and I don't know whether they ever had any kind of support group like you guys, these organizations you're part of, had. I just wonder what the suicide rate was for us veterans. It had to be pretty bad because it was not fun being a veteran in those days. So as I've progressed, I learned some things in the military, and then I've learned some things about a lot. And I like to protect the environment. I like to protect children. And when I found XP3, I found out that I could help everybody, because XP3 is a fuel enhancer for gasoline or diesel, completely organic and 100% biodegradable. It protects not only your vehicle, saves you money by increasing mileage, but it also protects the environment by not polluting out a bunch of hydrocarbons from the fuel distilleries. This is an amazing product, and when last like donating to the veterans, we donate to Truckers Against Trafficking for everybody who orders our product. When you order through our website, fuelcompasses.now.site, or the QR code, we donate a portion of that order to Truckers Against Trafficking. What is Truckers Against Trafficking? Well, what they do is they fight human sex trafficking that's going on all over the country. Human sex trafficking is insidious. It's a sick bunch of men. And I guess there's women in there too, but that movie that just came out, The Sound of Freedom, that's all about human sex trafficking in Colombia. And that is mostly Americans who go down there to take advantage of little children. So with XP3, you protect your vehicle, you protect the environment, and we help you protect the children. So anything else I can tell you, Debbie? I mean, Emily? Debbie was just done.
Yeah, Debbie was on here. I think that's awesome. And and thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think how about I bring in our couple other guests and then we can have more of a conversation after we get our couple other people introduced here. So our next person, if I could bring on AJ, as I said, brought him to the Happy Neighborhood Project. He's a business person out of Seattle, Washington. So I'm gonna bring him on here, and he can tell you a little bit about. So AJ, how about you say a little bit about who you are, what you do? Anything else you'd like to say? Welcome to the show.
Yeah. So I am a software engineer as well as a coach, but I found coaching as a mission for my life. As I got to learn my internal world, I realized I had no idea of the things that are influencing me. And I took it up as a mission to take this same message and help everyone around me. And that's basically what I'm doing. I currently focus on entrepreneurs to help them shift their internal world, but I'm open and helping to anyone who approaches me saying that I cannot figure out what's going on. This can be something external or internal. If it's external, it usually has an influence on the internal world. And I work on helping people with that. That's my main focus, and that's what I do.
Awesome. And so our last person here, Dale, is a student who just got his English degree, but is going to be going to or he's over in Africa, Nigeria, Africa, and is looking to get another degree in project management. So Dale, if you could come in here and say a bit about who you are, what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dayo. I help businesses, build their websites, mobile apps. I also help them manage their social media accounts, and of course, project manage their works. So basically, I decided to go for my master's in the UK, and I was sent an email that says I have to pay up by next month on the 4th of December. I have to pay before the 4th of December, which is like a deadline. So I reached out to court, and we're able to set up a GoFundMe account so that the idea can be funded. So I embedded the link on this platform, and if anybody is interested, you can help me out. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So let me see. So are you still on here? Do you have any comments before we get into another discussion here, or does anybody have any questions on what anybody else said or anything like that at the moment?
Where was that? The Illinois, the new opening. What city in Illinois is that?
Makanda.
Makanda.
Yeah, it's near the southern. Yeah, it's like southern Illinois.
Because I went there when I was in the Air Force. I went to Chanute Air Force Base in Chanute, Illinois. I was just curious.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting that they are opening up. It's been work in progress last few years. So anyway, but so so like AJ, how did you get like started in the whole wanting to like be a like business coach, that kind of thing? Hey there.
Yeah, so it was basically I was just another software engineer, and I actually wanted to get into leadership in business, right? But when I was going through that, I learned about someone called Tony Robbins. And that's how that was my first exposure into the world of self-development. And I was immediately fascinated by it. I wanted to learn everything I can. And it took me a few years to learn what it is, go through my own challenges and implement what I learned, and feel like, yeah, this all works. And that, going back, that's how I kind of entered into this world of coaching. And I have seen what it can do when people realize what are the challenges they're going through.
So yeah, have you ever like heard of XP3? Or I'm not sure if you, oh, I think you and D have met before, right?
Yeah, we're both on HNP, and it's a great group of people.
Yeah.
I just met AJ just recently.
Yeah.
He knows more about computers than I ever dreamed of.
Oh, jeez.
The only reason I don't know anything about computers is, or be able to function quickly, is I took in high school, there was the best class full of girls was typing. So I took typing because there were so many girls in there.
That's all about the girls.
So that really helped me. Then when I got in the military, I got the cushy jobs because nobody else could type with me. So I got to work in the training office instead of marching all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And then my ex-wife was a computer programmer, and heck, I could hardly speak English. And she spoke Fortran, Basic, and COBOL, all the old,
Oh,
all the old stuff.
Nice.
You remember those COBOL and Basic and Fortran?
Oh yeah, but I never worked on those. That's not what I never touched those. They are really old, and it's hard to work with them. But they were the foundations.
Yeah, now I've got AI, and my website, Feel Confidence, is an AI website, and boy, that's really a new thing. I just amazed at it.
Yeah, it's amazing what it can do.
Or to us.
I guess.
So Deo, well, I forgot, what is it you do that I couldn't quite catch your presentation? That was.
Yeah, he's a well, I can maybe let him I can let him say. Darren, do you want to say? Should I say a little bit about what you were trying to say before?
You want me to say what I did?
You wanted to say something. Can I get the question back again?
See, my sound is not as good as it should be.
Dave, I don't know that he totally understood what you were saying about before.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? D, can you hear me? Dennis, is it Dennis?
D,
Sir?
yeah.
Is D, okay. All right. You said you didn't hear what I was saying before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying to you that I help businesses, create websites and mobile apps. All right. And of course, can you hear me properly now? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah, help businesses create websites, mobile apps, I help
Oh,
them with
okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay. Websites
yeah,
and mobile apps.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I do. So, Emily, can you help me tell him about the journey and where I'm heading to so that he can better understand what I'm saying?
See, look at, I'm animated there. The rabbit?
We have
Really?
Marianne here.
I see the rabbit.
Hi, Marianne.
Hola!
How's life in Mexico?
Hi,
Give us a little bit about who you are, what you do, that kind of thing.
hang on a second here. Hi, hola. I'm on Zoom right now, and author of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk Manus puppets. Books are written to me science characters and soundtrack in a perfect way. And trying to get a background here. So Sims this week, and we're flow. Taking a little Thanksgiving. We are working on to receive funding at the beginning of the year. There we go. Working on the climate change book, Cool Acts of Kindness, featuring Waterflow the whale. I think I'm backwards here. I'm on my iPhone here. And we got our captain friends, our sailor friends from Alaska here. They're putting in their sailboats here in San Carlos, Mexico for the winter. So it's been kind of exciting, and we had a great Thanksgiving with friends down the road, great food, great dishes, never had before, great family, Mexican families, and talking story about ocean cleanup and fishing and culture. And so it's been a very great, productive Thanksgiving here in San Carlos, Mexico. So for some reason it's backwards. I don't know why. I must have turned around backwards.
Oh, we can read it. It's the right way on our end, Marianne.
Okay, all right, well, good. So that's what we're up to end of this year here. And yeah, Liam may join us later. He's doing amazing, bringing filters to worldwide countries. He's going to be opening up stores, filter stores. We're going to have meetings talking about featuring Waterflow the whale, and bringing that to the world next year. So thank you so much, Emily, for having us on the World of Ability every Saturday. And all the Transform You Media, Marcus Hart, Lawrence Wingate, all the sponsors behind all these amazing conversations that matter to shine what we're doing for the World of Ability channel. And we got 4 YouTubes up in the last week with Trevor Gibbs, the signing characters. It's the Acts of Kindness series. And we'll be working on them next month also too, and applying for some grants with assistance with other people. So it's all goodness. So very thankful to be part of your show, and very thankful for good weather here in San Carlos, and getting out and walking and creating and communicating with my colleagues. And back to you.
So
I was wondering if she's having the albadungus soup. That's my favorite. Albadungus. You ever had that? That's in Mexico.
I don't think so, but what is it? Or
It's
what's it?
really,
What's in it?
really thin noodles, really spicy, and it's got little bitty meatballs.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
sounds like it could be good.
yeah, very good. But the meatballs,
I don't think I haven't had that yet, but I'm grateful because my neighbor is an amazing chef, and just different dishes too. So I may have had it, but yeah, we don't really eat out at restaurants, but we make amazing food at home here, and cakes, and we made 12 cakes, brownies. Yeah, and the vegetables are so amazingly fresh here. It's unbelievable and affordable. And yeah, and it's amazing. I have a new tenant. She's a senior citizen too, as well. And we were just discussing, affordability. We have a great place to live, and sunshine, and a pool, and getting some dental work done down here, and it's all good. So yeah, so thank you so much.
Yeah, as long as you're safe.
Um. Uh. So, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if Marianne, I don't know if you and AJ have ever met before, but or Dale, for that matter.
Yeah, I hadn't met Deo or Marianne before.
Oh, Joshi, you said you're a software engineer. Are you a front end or a back end developer?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said you stated earlier that you're a software engineer, right? Are you a
Yeah.
front end or a back end developer?
I am a backend developer.
So is it Node.js? What do you do? Like what's stack? What are your stack? What is your stack rather?
Java.
Oh, Java. All right. So do you do Spring Boot? Do you do Spring Boot?
No.
No. Strictly Java. Anyways, I do Node.js, Express, and MongoDB.
that's
So
good.
that's what I use basically.
Awesome.
D, it was nice, meeting you today. It was nice meeting you today, Joshi.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Yeah, we can always have conversations like this and see how we could be of help to one another.
Of course. Yeah, feel free to connect with me later on.
Yeah, Dale, had you ever heard of the couple other things that like Dee brought up? I can't remember the names of the things right now. Or not.
What was that I brought up?
I thought there was like a few other things that you had said. Then
That I've
AJ,
done?
no, but maybe not. Maybe I was hearing things. But I guess maybe for kind of all of you, like what do you like doing, or I shouldn't say like doing, like most about what you do.
You want me to start?
Yeah, whoever wants to go first.
Well, I like to do, I mean, like, I don't know whether I want to go to Mexico, but I like to go RVing a lot. My wife and I have an RV that we travel to other states, and we like to stay in quiet, forested areas, unlike Las Vegas, which is the only thing we got a forest full of hotels. But we enjoy getting out and getting around nature and camping. And of course, we like to do what we do is called glamping. When you have an RV with 2 bathrooms and air conditioning, you're not really roughing it much. But XP3 keeps it all running for me. So that's what we like to do.
Yeah, have you ever been up to Washington or Seattle area where AJ is?
Oh yeah, 1977, the JC Nash Convention was up there. Had a great
Nice.
party.
I wasn't even born back then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, most people I meet on HMP haven't been born before, but I just turned 78.
Oh,
And I have no health issues, no cognitive decline, and I can actually work on a computer. So I don't know when it's going to end, but it's going to be fun. Probably with a truck.
Share your secrets. How did you do it? Share your secrets with us. We are young. We are still young. Share your secrets with us. We are open to learning from you.
Yeah, you take care. Without your health, what good is wealth?
So what do you do? What is your daily routine? What do you do?
to help my health.
Yeah, to help your health actually.
Well, I've been with a company since 1985 called OxyFresh, and they had a completely nutritional support that has over 36 nutrients, and that keeps the body supplied. You got 37 trillion cells, and if you keep it nutritionally supported, you don't fall apart as soon. But a Big Mac and an order fries ain't gonna get it.
Wow. I admire your, I admire everything that you're doing. I like the fact that you're healthy, but that's really what matters, honestly. Or that's really what matters, because a
Yeah,
lot of people are spending heavily on their health. Some people are spending millions of dollars on their health. So, like you said, health is wealth, and it's a topic that, if we speak from morning to night, there's so much to talk about.
yeah, we don't want to get into politics or drug cartels, but if you have adequate nutrition, you can live a happy, healthy life. Without it, you're just
True.
waiting for the inevitable.
True. Interesting. Nutrition. Okay. I have to read up on that. Like, I have to read more, do extensive research on that, because health is actually a field that's you need to really focus on without having to depend on the medical practitioners. Because some of these people, if you don't know some things, they just tend to recommend it to you, and not every time will they be right. So yeah, I enjoyed the topic. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing.
So you're in San Francisco? Okay.
No, not really. It's hot here. That's why I'm trying to, because I'm actually shirtless, so it's very hot here, very very hot. So
And also, I used to be a professional photographer. These are just few of my subjects I photographed in Las Vegas.
Nice. Did you stop being a professional photographer?
Did I stop? No,
Yeah.
well, I stopped only because everybody now has a camera and there's no business left for me. Everybody's got an iPhone.
Yep.
Yeah, in this picture here, you got Smoking Joe Frazier, the fighter, and Wayne Newton, Sammy Davis Jr., Lola Falana, Paul Anka, Nipsey Russell, Michael Douglas, and Lou Rawls.
Nice.
They're a great bunch of people. And that's the way Vegas used to be. Now here's the way Vegas is now. Eyeballs and football. The skyline is changing.
Yeah, isn't there something with that ID that you were saying something about before? To say something about that eyeball.
Yeah, the eyeball is actually got 500,000 LEDs on the outside of that dome. It's like 6 stories tall and wide, and the eyeball moves. So when planes come in, it follows them in and it blinks. So as you're landing, you're looking at an eyeball following you in. Makes you kind of freak out.
It is a little freaky. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know that I knew that Las Vegas had that. Is that a relatively recent new thing, D, or they always kind of had that?
Yeah, it's called the Sphere.
Okay.
It just opened up in November.
Yeah, I heard about that big basketball thing, but I didn't hear about the eye.
Yeah, we got the Raider Stadium. Now we're going to have the Oakland A's are going to build a stadium, and we've got the Golden Knights ice hockey, It's going to be the biggest sports city in the world besides gambling. That's why we get in our RV and get out of town. We don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah, when I was in the military, I was stationed in Clark Air Force Base, and what I did there was I draw portraits. I have an artistic background, so I would draw portraits of the guys' babies and their girlfriends, and from a picture, and blow them up, and they'd send them home for Christmas. I got a camera just so I could record them. And that started me into photography. That little baby there is probably 56 years old now. Yeah. If you take care of your health, Delia, and enjoy life, you can have memories like this.
Yeah, on nature, have you taken many pictures or done much traveling or anything
Yeah,
like that?
I've done some traveling, not much in the last few years. But I've traveled around the states a lot. So gone to a few states around here. Been to Florida, been to New York. I studied in Texas for a while. And I'm sure I've traveled to a few more. I briefly was in Vermont. Yeah,
Where was the last place?
Vermont. I've gone to Arizona to check out the Grand Canyon. Been to California.
Oh, yeah.
Run a few places. Did you have anyone that was your favorite or you liked over the others? Or
I like going to places which have, or I like going to beautiful scenic places. So that's why I like doing hikes and just getting out into the nature. That's one of the reasons I love Seattle, because it's just surrounded by nature everywhere.
And lots of rain.
Lots of rain.
Yeah, I remember that rain.
Yeah, in Seattle, if you just feel like crying, you can walk out into the road and you'll have tears falling from the sky.
Give it 5 minutes and the weather will change.
Okay.
So where are you at, Dale?
What did you say?
Where are you located at?
Oh, Nigeria. I'm from
Nigeria?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a ways away.
yeah, the continent of Africa
You get the
Nigeria is the-
is
Let me-
across the pond.
let me
you get
pitch
the travel
Nigeria.
award.
Nigeria is the giant of Africa. All right, so we have about 200 million population, and our capital is situated in Abuja. All right, if you've been to Nigeria before, we have the market. Like just in Lagos, we have about 20 million. In fact, more than 20 million population in Lagos. So a lot of businesses in the US, in the UK, are reliant of on the Nigerian economy, because we have the numbers. If you check the highest users of social media, if you check the list 1 to 4 or 5, you see Nigeria there, as well as India. Indians were there. So Nigeria has the population, we have the markets. Like it's just the only issue we have here is, every country has it, but then it's just bad leadership. That's all. We have more issues, but then that's the root of the whole thing. So yeah, that's a little bit about Nigeria.
Nigeria, they actually have XP3 there. Do you drive a vehicle, a diesel or gasoline?
Yeah, we have all of that. In Nigeria, it's just like New York. If you go to If you go to Nigeria, is just like New York. Like, sorry, Lagos is just like New York. We have beautiful houses. We have the best. In fact, everything you can find in the US or UK, we have them in Nigeria. So it's just the media always painting Nigeria to be a zoo or to be somewhere that's not what's going to. So Nigeria is an amazing country. We have the best facilities. We have a lot of good things, good stuff here in Nigeria to get. So I mean, Nigeria is a great country. So yeah.
Yeah, we've got in Ghana. How far away is Ghana from there?
Like Ghana is not really far. I think it's just 3 hours, 2 hours or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because they use the petrol stations there use XP3 exclusively. They actually put it in their petrol stations to increase the octane, so they can sell lower octane fuel, but XP increases it to high octane, so they save money that way.
yeah. I don't know about that because I've never been to Ghana before. I can only speak about where I've been to. I've never been to Ghana before.
Yeah, I don't travel too much out of the States. In fact, I don't even go to Canada.
Yeah, I've not been to. I'm not the type of person who likes traveling. I don't. I like being in my house. I could be in my house from morning to night. I'm not the
Yeah.
person who likes going up and down like African people always say. Don't move around like that. I'm always at home, except I go to the church. So I'm always around. I'm always at home. Or I go to the tech hub because we have a tech hub in Lagos. Yeah, we have a lot of amazing stuff there, and it would be nice if you could come to Nigeria.
Yeah, that's traveling is fun as long as you don't have to have a lot of rules.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I went to
That's
Vietnam and Philippines. That's because they told me to, not because I wanted to.
So what did you go and do in Vietnam?
What's what?
What did you go to do in Vietnam? What did you go to?
Oh, I took care of the aircraft on the flight line. I was what they call a AGE, aerospace ground equipment. So when the aircraft landed, I took care of the air conditioning, the electrical, the hydraulics, the air pressure, anything that needed to service the aircraft, I took care of it.
All right, that's really amazing. That's really amazing. I would also like to travel to different places just to see how people live. But for now, I'm just in my house, enjoying cooking, making nice food and eating well right now. So that's what I'm doing, enjoying my house.
I see we have another one of our friends who has joined us, but before I introduce him, quickly, how long were you in the military?
Just long enough to get my butt out. It was 2-year,
Oh, geez.
4-year, or whatever it was. Anyway, I got out. 67, yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Well, it looks like one of our other friends is here. Mr. Derek from Arizona.
Hello.
How's Derek today?
I'm good. I
Yeah.
just thought I'd jump in before you had to chase me down and yell at me. Sorry.
I would never do that, Derek.
But it's good.
But
Full
thank
of
you for
mashed
joining us.
potatoes and cranberries, and but it's not a bad life. And if anybody wants, I have 3 extra cheesecakes in my fridge. Stop on by.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I think at least 1 or 2 people on here don't know who you are. So you want to say a little bit about who you are, what you do?
Sure. So my name is Derek Gispalos, Supporting Strategies. I provide your innovative bookkeeping and operations solutions and essentially I do the accounting because I know you don't want to.
Awesome.
That's it.
That's it. Bookkeeping's easy for me.
For you.
For me.
Yeah, and then you have a school, right?
Yeah, I have a school as well, Chloe Preparatory Academy. We do both in person and virtual to help out kids really find out where they want to be and what useful skills they can use. So we're a private school, so we're able to create our own curriculum rather than have to follow the state standards. So we can be very flexible in making sure kids learn what's both what they're interested in and what's actually going to get them a job.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, because I know a lot of adults who still can't get a job.
You know, a lot of kids that don't know how to write a check either.
Yeah, yeah. I've forgotten myself because it's been a while since I've written a check.
It's getting that way.
Let's see here. We have Barbara who joined us. Hey, Barbara.
Hello.
No.
Nice to see you again. Want to say anything today about who you are, what you do, anything? Barbara's out of Florida.
Yeah, this morning I got to be in the ocean before the sun came up and get to take wonderful pictures of the sunrise, and my friend and I, singing songs of gratitude, and got to go to a Buddhist activity where we were chanting for the peace of the world. It was good to be there.
Awesome.
Jealous.
I'm supposed to give a speech on Monday, and so far all we have really is the title, which is going to be provocative speech on love, and try to talk about the very thing that when Golda Meir, who was the prime minister of Israel, got together with Sadat from the Arab nations, and they were talking about, like, if people would only love their children, want to love their children and give them, a wonderful life more than fighting each other. If people really had that in their mind, we would have world peace. But
Now,
there's
you said you were chanting?
yes, Nam
Is
Myoho
that-
Renge Kyo.
Omni Renge Kyo, Nichiren Shoshu Buddhism,
Yeah, I
Namyo Renge Kyo, Namyo Renge Kyo. Yeah, I'm familiar with
started.
that.
Yay! Yeah, I learned about it. I started in 1968, and I've watched it go through so many changes. And right now people like Kelly trying to hold on to, the faith and the belief that we're doing this because we can create world peace, and we
Yeah.
want to, and we're going to. Yeah.
The Buddhists are very into trying to make us be peaceful, but it's a tough road to roll.
Yeah, just trying to build faith, about that life is really precious. And yeah, you want aliens to say, right now I think they're saying, don't go near planet Earth because they're crazy there, they hurt each other. And we want them to say, hey, let's go by planet Earth because it's a really fun place to go and we can learn so much and we can relax.
Just don't go to the Middle East.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the Ukraine.
Well, I think there's very simple, like I think it's silly, but I was also proud of myself that I was scrolling through social media, read something, and just could be an adult and be like, oh, I don't have to make a comment. Like I can just let people be and say what they want and move on and keep scrolling. And I think that's a lot of like where, people feel the need that they have to be heard absolutely in everything. And I think it's no, I can let this one go. Not that it's
I-
easy, but I can't.
I want people to be heard, though. That's what I want so much my speech to be about. It's like, my mom was a survivor of Nazi Germany, and she died just going like, what happens? How can people get so crazy they're willing to hurt other people?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, and she had a lot of compassion for everybody. She actually thought the German people were incredibly sensitive, just that they held those feelings so far back. But yeah, here's this idea of, so somebody just tortured like kids to death, but who's wanting to say, oh my goodness, how did you get like this hurt,
Yeah.
and this angry that you could do something, this cruel, like what is it you need? And there have been a beautiful movie that was made by Arabs and Israelis together to try to alert people to what was happening in the Middle East years ago, where this guy becomes a doctor in Israel. He's an Arab gentleman, and he's working in this hospital, and he's going to have an award ceremony that day because, he's just done so much good. And then there's a suicide bomber, and this person bombed around where there were children. And this doctor, the children are being brought to him, and he's saying, how could anyone do something like this? And the movie starts with he and his wife together that morning, and he so wants her to come to his award ceremony and help represent him. And she's saying she had something else she was going to do. And but you could see, the love between them was very real. And as he's saying, like, who would do something like this? And then he's alerted that it was his wife was the suicide bomber this time. So
Oh,
the
wow.
whole movie was him trying to understand how she could have done that, where she was coming from. And what was sad is she was trying to reach out to him before she did that, but he wouldn't pick up the phone because he was mad that she wasn't coming to his award ceremony. But what she was trying to say is, she was just trying to alert people, trying to make them feel how precious the Arab children were and what they didn't have and what they weren't getting. And that was her idea of how she could get people to be more conscious, to their children. And this movie came out some time ago, and wouldn't it be amazing if, the world could get together, if Israel could say, okay, let's show our intelligence and let's show our compassion, and let's help build homes for Palestinians who were like put out of their homes like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, whenever, and had to grow up refugees. And, let's create fertile land for people to live on. Let's, share our technology and, the best schools for like all the world's children, right? So we don't have to ever see people be that crazy again, hopefully, if they get to be raised as love cared for children. And supposedly Sadat and Golda Meir, when they got together, were saying that, we just have to put the love that we have for children before any kind of anger at each other, right? And my friend this morning on the beach, there was all these sponges everywhere, and she was showing me like all the different colors and textures and ways they formed. And she said, see, she said, they don't go stay on your side of the ocean, right? Like, you're different than me. It's like, it's the ocean, we're yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to do this speech, but I know it actually takes tremendous courage sometimes to, when you see something wrong, to try to stand up for what's right. And who was it? Was it Einstein who said, people were saying like, what happened during the Holocaust? That the worst thing are the people that know these things are happening and are just bystanders, and don't. Yeah. And so how do we stop just being observers bystanders and make a real difference with the lives that we have right now, which is what Nam Myoho Renge Kyo supposedly means. Like, I got this life, I'm gonna do something with it, let me care about this whole life death thing we're all caught up in, and let me understand cause and effect so we can make the causes to create the effect that life can be fun. And I've been trying to tell people for years this idea, well, you have to feel pain so you can know pleasure, right? You have to suffer so you can be happy. And I'm always, since I was a little girl, going, no, I think I know when I'm happy. I think I know when I'm feeling good, right? I don't think, that, and it kills me that people don't see. I had all three of my children naturally, at a birthing center, my meal, and nursed all my children into their third year, almost into their fourth year, and wanting women to know that you can have natural childbirth and have it be one of the greatest highs in your whole life. It doesn't have to be this horrible, painful, screaming thing that ruins your body. And nursing your children actually helps your body stay more useful. I said I'm going to go on Howard Stern. I don't know if I can say this here now, but I was like, take off my top and jump up and down and say, like which breast seems younger and more perky? That's the one I nursed off of for 12 years using my right hand.
Barbara?
Yeah.
What is the actual definition of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo? What does it actually say?
In English, I mean, what I'm saying is Nam is the idea of devotion, or where you put in your energy. Like the Indian women have that little Namu mark on their forehead to say they're devoted to their husbands and their children. That's Nam. Myoho is the whole life-death phenomena. Myo being the death part of life, or the unconscious, the parts of life that are not so obvious to us. And Ho is the represented by like the throat, where we breathe from, we speak from, the life part of life. So that whole mystic law. Renge, they talk about the lotus flower comes out through yucky mud. And the deeper the mud, but still so delicate and so colorful and so, so that's the Renge, the cause and effect, trying to understand.
Cause and effect, okay.
Yeah. And then Kyo is expressed as harmony, harmonious vibration, beautiful sound, beautiful environment. So, or also they say the feet, where we take this passion to understand cause and effect, when we take it into action, when we start moving with it.
Cool.
With
I never
each
knew,
other,
I never
and
knew
they say that
actual definition, but that's good.
Thank you for asking. They say,
yeah,
it's supposed to be great to have a singing spirit.
You meet many people like me that actually know what it's about.
No, or that even want to know, that ask questions. That's exceptional.
My sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, she was a Nichiren Shoshu Buddhist, and that she did that every day.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 55 years. Long time. I came across it. I was a Holocaust survivor kid. And I'm in Washington, D.C. at the time where I had very bright, sensitive friends who were doing things like burning draft cards, and went into the draft board and poured red paint over draft files, and we're going to prison for 5 years. There was this judge saying, Leslie Bayless is such a man, I'd love to have him to the house for dinner. Huh?
I remember those days. I'm a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, I was there. A person putting flowers in, gun barrels, right? And when we were doing the thing at the Pentagon, And I just watched so much craziness. There were kids there, and there was tear gas going off, and people got into the Pentagon, and they were going, Yale gets the West End, and Harvard gets that. And I'm driving home with my friends saying, God, I don't believe in anything anymore. That was all crazy. And he starts tailgating the car in front of him. And I say, Larry, don't do that. You're tailgating. He said, ha ha. You said you don't believe in anything anymore, far from it, right? But yeah, trying to make sense. And what I don't know if you're familiar with rainbow gatherings, but
Yes,
yeah. And when it started, it was so beautiful, it was all, as people just wanting to teach each other and heal each other, no money exchange, no.
I was in Texas when Kennedy was shot. I remember all those days.
Yeah. And then one day it was vegetarian. One day it was always the 4th of July, where no fireworks, we're going to be good to nature. And someone's cooking meat, and I'm like, what are you doing? This is like a vegetarian activity. And he said, there are all these kids in the street. There are all these people that are homeless, and they need what we have here. And we want them, they'll come, if there's food, if they feel they can smoke. And we want to show people what's happening here. And that was the first time there was violence at a rainbow gathering after that. So a lot of the more educated people that were coming, wanted to stop coming because it was scary. And
I think Dayo's seen a lot of violence in his country too, haven't you, Dayo? I know. Are you still with us, Dayo?
Hope I didn't scare anyone away. That's what I want to do this speech on.
He's in Nigeria. He's in Nigeria. I'm sure he's seen a little violence over there. And Derek, you're what, in Arizona? There's no violence in Arizona. Just on the border.
Absolutely none. We walk the streets safe every night.
I mean, I lived in Tucson. I used to go down to Morenci and Dallas, and I lived in Mammoth.
How far back were you in Tucson?
And what?
How far back ago were you in Tucson?
It was 63.
Oh, it's grown a little bit since then.
Yeah, just a little bit. I rode my bicycle out to old Tucson. About killed myself.
Oh, well now they make a yearly event of that.
Jeez.
We raced, yeah. Well, I rode. My buddy and I, we rode the bikes out there. We had a little canteen of water, and it was in the middle of the summer. And on the way back, we saw that road, and it says, "Oh, that's too long a road. Let's go straight up the mountain and carry our bikes." Bad decision. Lucky we lived.
Yeah. So it's Tucson's a good little town. I like it. Especially coming from Los Angeles. So it's whenever someone complains about something over here, I'm like, it's just a different scale. Like people will complain about traffic. I'm like, it's moving. Look how awesome is that?
Yeah, at least it's moving. Well, how long have you been in Tucson?
I've been here for about 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
my
moved out from Indiana because I never wanted to see snow again.
Did you go to the U of A?
I went to U of A, yes. Not that other school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tucson probably seems tiny compared to Los Angeles, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. But that's kind of the joy of it, is that everything is it's just a bit simpler. You can go from one side of the city to the other in 30 minutes. Where in Los Angeles, someone will say, like, how long will it take to get there? And the answer is 3 hours, no matter how far away it is. Whether it's on the other side of the city or it's down the block, it somehow takes 3 hours.
And then you got the mountains. You got Mount Lemon.
Yeah. Cool off, it's about 10 degrees cooler up there. So during the summer, head up there. But I love the heat. Like I love a good 110 day. That's my happy place. I just go outside like a lizard and lay down on the stones and soak it up.
So you must enjoy coming back and forth to Vegas in the summer.
Vegas is a lot hotter though because of all the concrete. Same thing with
That's right.
Phoenix. Like Phoenix is really hot because there's so much concrete there. We can keep it kind of cool and for us. And there was a joke during the lockdown with the pandemic that it really didn't affect us because it was just a Tucson summer. You don't leave the house, you don't go anywhere, you just stay inside with the air conditioning.
Yeah, I used to live down by Shamrock Farms.
Yeah,
and I picked cotton over outside of the what was the high school I went to? The Caballeros. What was the name of that school?
Is that Marana?
Now Caballeros was the team, the football team.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, anyway, but it was like farmland.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of farmland.
It's slowly disappearing. Just with all the growth. So it's because I even remember as a child coming through Tucson around like early 80s and there was nothing here. And now it's a pretty good sized city. It's not too big, not too small.
Is the Executive Inn still there?
Sounds familiar, but
it was down at Executive Inn. So in '63, I was a busboy there.
Yeah, so they're actually doing a lot lately of tearing down some of the older buildings and refurbishing them. So there's a lot of complaints. So you come down by the U of A now, there's a lot of high-rise apartments.
Yeah.
A lot of that's because they can't build outward because a lot of the land is owned by the university and they're not allowed to build outwards. So everything's building up.
Is the 21 club? Is the 21 club still there?
No. But it's better now.
He used to have the best enchiladas in the world.
Nope, the new place is even better. So it wasn't. That closed down during the pandemic, and then they reopened. It's now called El Chinito Gordo, and one of my favorites. It's just one of my favorites.
Well, they had the best albaganda soup too. I just love those meatballs and noodles.
Yeah, so they've actually established out here that we have 23 miles of burritos. So
Oh, geez, that's quite a few.
and I just had a friend who just went to every restaurant on the 23 miles.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we got slot machines in every 7-Eleven here.
Yeah. No, so are you actually in Las Vegas or in like Summerlin or out in the
Well, we were here before Summerlin. When we moved into our house, it's called Charleston Heights. People would ride their horses from the Summerlin area down our street. Howard Hughes bought that in 1952, 30,000 acres for $3 an acre. Now each acre is worth $1.27 million.
Yeah. It's I try to do as much business as possible, like in Los Angeles, because everything, since the cost of living is more out there, when I throw out a number, people in Los Angeles think I'm super cheap. And so
I can imagine.
making that Los Angeles money, but living in Arizona is really good.
Yeah, if you bought your home in Los Angeles many years ago, then you could sell it for $500,000. Easy.
So my parents bought our family home for 73,000 in 1976. There's been offers for about $1 million on it, and it's not. It backs up to a main road. On the other side is very loud mechanic shop. But they're still like offering, offers for $1 million. And what they do is they buy a house, knock it down, and somehow put 3 houses on a lot,
Oh,
but it won't look like it. Like I'm actually curious to go see one of these houses because it doesn't look like 3 houses, but there is. I'm sure they're tiny inside. They probably look huge outside and have one
that's the way,
bedroom.
that's the way it is here with Summerlin. Summerlin, you stand in between the houses and you can touch both
Yeah.
walls with your arms outstretched.
Yeah.
All
So
about
yeah, and
money.
I think
All about
even
money.
out here in Tucson, like towards Vale, they'll build 3-bedroom houses, but they only have 1-car garages. So it doesn't seem to make sense. And you can't park on the street. So it's like,
Jeez. That makes
Where
it
do
a
you
little
live at,
hard.
Barbara?
Florida. I'm,
Look,
I'm
where?
in Florida, between Fort Lauderdale and Miami on
Okay. It's a free state of Florida.
the beach, and I love it here. I do.
Yeah,
My
this
daughter laughs at me because I showed her this croton plant, and she said, "Mom, are you serious? You missed this bush? You missed this plant. I wanted to come back to Florida, but I did. I remembered how beautiful and how colorful."
yeah, everybody comes from New York to Florida.
Mhm. Well, I went from Florida to New York, and then to Washington, D.C.,
well,
and then got to travel, and then got to come back here.
Yeah. With Derek and Tucson and Phoenix, Tucson and Phoenix used to be two cities. Now they're just connected with burrito shops.
they're
Right?
His 23 miles of burrito.
right.
That's how they connected. Used to be you could drive through the desert between Tucson and Phoenix. No, not anymore. There's full of businesses.
We actually have a small parcel of land, maybe about 30 miles south of Tucson, middle of nowhere. And we thought about selling it, and then we were thinking about how much like Tucson and Phoenix have kind of grown together. Like
Mhm.
let's just hold on to, like, the taxes are like $10 a year. So we're like, let's just hold on to it because you never know. Tucson might just start moving south, and then we can make a good little bit of money off of it.
Yeah, I just heard a recent story about Dwight D. Eisenhower when he was president. He and Amy decided to buy some land out there near the Gettysburg battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned Howard Hughes and how in 1952, Eisenhower decided he's going to buy this ranch, 189 acres with 25 cows and chickens. And the guy found out who he was, so he doubled the price. So instead of paying $22,000 for it, he paid $44,000 for 189 acres next to Gettysburg.
Wow.
Things have changed.
Yeah,
Just a
it's
lot.
little.
So
Now,
when are we
Florida,
gonna
same
get when are
thing.
we gonna get
Florida's
to
land
interview Emily?
Emily.
Right now.
You can see the fear coming up.
Well, Emily's done a lot for us.
Yes. Yeah. She keeps Kurt in line.
Kurt and Sue.
I try.
She's their virtual assistant.
I try.
So you do this every week, every Saturday, Emily, right?
Yep. Every Saturday at the same time. So all of you are welcome to come back any time. So same time, same link, same whatever. So
Yeah, that's how I was able to jump in. I looked in my old emails and I saw the link. So I was like, sure, it's either come here or get some work done. And I don't feel like getting any work done.
You know what I've learned about doing links, because I'm really not computer savvy completely, even though I learned how to type. But and I got them in emails. But what I put together was just a PDF, and then dragged the link into the PDF, and then I highlighted it, Kurt's event, and then you can click right on that link, and you go right to the website.
It's a good idea.
Just a PDF
Yeah.
on my desktop.
And
I
I'm
got a lot
still trying to think what PDF actually means. I'm always too shy to ask.
I think it's
But
a
not right
photo
now.
document file.
It's a document. Like, well, I'm a Mac guy, so everything I do is Mac, Apple. In fact, when I started out in computers, I won a 9-inch black and white Macintosh with 8 gigabytes of hard drive. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a lot of hard drive."
Yeah. No,
I still got it out in the
remember
garage somewhere.
1993. I went out and I was going to get myself the best computer ever. And yeah, it was like 94 meg hard drive. I was so excited because it had an external drive with an additional 125 megs. And I remember just using Photoshop back at the time, and you would have to like render. That would take about 2 to 3 hours. So you would go to dinner, come back, look at it, and go like, "Oh, that's not what I wanted to do." Undo it, fix it, render it again. All right, what do I? Okay, let's go clean the kitchen. And like kids these days don't know how easy they got.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, as a professional photographer, I had to use film. You know, film.
Yeah.
and negatives and processing and proof sheets and printing. And when they started with digital, I was just so happy.
I was
Yeah,
remembering today, we were scared to make a phone call to another state, right? Because it would be too expensive, long
Well,
distance.
you can call
charges.
Nigeria. You can call Nigeria, or you can be on Zoom call from Nigeria to
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Well, I'd even just think of like kind of the earlier days of cell phones where you're having to do all the math of like, wait, I need to call them, but it's going to cost me this much. So I'm going to wait till 7 and then call then. And then, yeah, just like juggling all that. Or maybe I'll wait till the weekend. It's even cheaper on the weekends.
Yep. I had a 3-watt battery powered phone that I took out in the boat. We had a boat out in the lake, and it was like this big. And maybe you get a connection. Yeah.
I actually met Matt Damon once, and it was because went back to go visit my parents in Los Angeles, and it was back in the day when you could only use Cricket in like your city. So I got to Los Angeles. I'm like, "Can I borrow your cell phone?" And father gives me his cell phone. It had the pull-out antenna, the 8-bit graphic when you sent a text message of the little where you had to press like the letter A 3 times to get the letter you wanted. So it's like 3 a.m. We're downtown Hollywood at this 24-hour burger shop, and I pull out my phone and pull up the antenna and undo the flip. And this jerk next to me goes, "Oh, that's a really retro phone." And I turn it around, and it's Matt Damon.
Cool.
Nice guy. We made fun of Ben Affleck a lot.
Now, it was just on the news today that Sharon Stone, remember Sharon Stone, the actress? She actually got what's his name? In Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci actually got him his first job and paid his salary for the movie.
Oh.
And Russell Crowe was in the same movie. She did the same thing for him. But it's amazing the history we got.
Doing some Google.
We're better than we think we are, you know?
What was that?
So people are actually better than we give ourselves credit for, than we think we are, I believe. You know, and like when you could first make a call to another state and it wasn't going to cost. I'm like, what's the trick here? You know, right? And
Yeah.
you know, no, yeah.
It's like me and my fuel system. If I'd had this when I had my boat, I would have never gotten stuck out in the middle of the lake. See, when I had the boat, it was just a gasoline engine with no, what do you call it? Anyway, and it would not start when we were in a cove. So I was like Humphrey Bogart. Remember Humphrey Bogart and the African Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd wrap a rope around my waist and tow my boat out in the middle of the lake so somebody'd see me and give me help. Yeah. Now they got fuel injection. That's what I was trying to think of. Fuel injection. It starts every time unless you don't have XP3. That's a little plug there.
I'm curious about, I know like in the 70s, people were showing cars that, you know, could run on cooking oil and electric cars. And people were saying that people that were trying to make things more affordable for everybody and better for the planet were being eliminated, you know, were dying mysteriously. And I never knew if that was a true story or not.
Yeah, you could actually get cooking oil with that. You've heard of that, haven't you, Derek? Yeah.
I have a friend who has a older Mercedes. I think it's 72 Mercedes that runs on cooking oil. But there's
smells really great.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's you don't want to be around it.
Smells funny.
That's the nice way of putting it. Smells like 50-year-old hamburger.
There's always going to be somebody with a new idea, just like cooking oil, getting it from restaurants for free and cleaning up their mess. And there's a guy here in Vegas who makes lots of money recycling chopsticks.
Oh.
He makes all kinds of stuff and use chopsticks because they throw them away after they're done with them. He makes all kinds of furniture and all kind of. You just gotta have a thing.
Wow.
What are you doing, Emily? We lost.
He's running away. The Quick and the Dead. I guess that's the movie with the Sharon Stone.
Yeah. So now I got to go back and watch it. I didn't realize that was Leonardo DiCaprio, that little kid that was supposedly the son of the bad guy.
Wow.
He was actually on TV because he just turned 50. And I was remembering, I first saw him in, there was a TV show, what was it, Growing Pains. Like, he was in that show, super young.
Yeah, I used to have black hair.
My wife was very excited yesterday because she found a gray hair on her head, and she likes gray hair. So she's like, finally.
Oh boy.
No, I was talking to Deo about nutrition. When I was a kid back in Mammoth, Arizona, I got ringworm and they shaved my head off and I had really curly hair, real wavy hair. And when it grew back after all the lotions and potions they put on it, it was straight. For 60 some years, it's been straight. In the last 5 years, it's gotten with the wave you see now. And a doctor, a naturopathic doctor, I said, what's going on? My hairdresser says it's not her fault. And he says, no, Dee, that nutrition you're taking has actually healed your DNA. Your DNA has gone back to its normal state. And now your wavy hair is regenerating.
What nutrition?
Well, I've been using it since 1985. It's called OxyFresh. If you go to my website for fuelconfidence.now.site or the link, at the bottom of the website, it has for more information. Then I can actually, you want more information about XP3? You want more information about OxyFresh and nutrition? I can send you the link. My wife and I, she's just turned 80 and she has no health issues. I just turned 78. She loves younger guys. I just turned 78.
Mhm.
And most guys my age are polypharmacy guys. You know what a polypharmacist is? They have a Ziploc bag full of
Yeah. Yeah.
drugs, prescription drugs. I've never taken aspirin just because I kept my nutrition levels up with OxyFresh.
Is this I'm on a website. Is this they have like pet products?
Yeah, they got some pet products. And of course, if you go there and order it, I don't get credit for it. I got a link for that. So if you're really interested, but look at Vitality. Vitality is what we take. 4 capsules a day has over 36 different nutrients, and they're all natural.
Well, I just like the little tagline on the pet stuff. It says, "Damn good pet care. We Shih Tzu." No.
Yeah, that's our company. And our pet care will actually get rid of bad breath. And you put the deodorizing liquid in their water bowl, they drink it, and it gets rid of gum infections.
Is that even after they
Ah.
eat their poop? Because that's my problem right now, is they're eating their poop. And
Well, that's usually a nutrition thing. I mean, Debbie might be, yeah.
yeah, I've spoken with Debbie about
Yeah.
it.
So if you can get their nutrition levels, we used to have a pet antioxidant, but we don't have it anymore. But our dog she's 11 years old and she has no health issues because we use the same thing.
So how do you get to your website?
Pardon me?
Oh, how to get to your website? How do
Well, you
how
see
do-
my back? Can you see my background?
Yeah, yeah, part of it.
Okay, fuelconfidence.now.site will send you to the website for Fuel Confidence. But at the bottom, as you go down to the bottom, for more information, contact and you link on that, then I will send you the link to the OxyFresh. Because the link to OxyFresh is too many, to lowercase, uppercase, it's too hard. You got to just click on it.
Uh-huh.
And Emily just put it in the chat room.
Yeah, and that,
That would be good.
and I can put. Well, we're still doing chats. I'll do a chat right now,
Uh-huh.
and it's in there. Forgot all about our chat. Yeah, that didn't work. What am I doing, Emily? Let me get back out of chat.
There, I put it in the chat for you, D.
Okay. But the thing about, I keep showing this MP, and what if it's not doing what I'm doing? Anyway, if Emily put my website, fuelconfidence.now.site. So go ahead and, like I said before to Debbie, and go down to the bottom link. I wear myself out with these computers. Anyway, if you're really interested in preventing disease, that's all I'm about. Did you know that there's a guy named Steve Kirsch. Has anybody heard of Steve Kirsch? No. He's exposing what's been going on. Did you know that the Amish people, the children do not get vaccines, and they have no cases of autism? They have no cases of ADHD, CD. They have no health issues because the vaccines have not hurt them, because the religion doesn't allow them to have any vaccines. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Rockefeller, the original one, 1880s, he started the vaccines by disallowing nutrition be taught in colleges, only wanted medicine that he creates. In a nutshell, we've been trained to only self-medicate. You ever heard the term, "Oh, you shouldn't self-medicate"? Bullshit. That's just nutrition. You don't want to use their medication, but so where's Kurt at during this whole thing?
Uh,
In the back.
he's, he's connected.
I know Sue's not here, but I thought Kurt was going to be with us to say goodbye at least.
He's probably shoving a turkey sandwich in his mouth right now.
Oh, Sue's there. Yeah.
Looks like
What?
looks like Dale's back. I think that might have been Dale. But anyway,
Interested
ready
to
to
know
close,
how his
right?
GoFundMe is going.
You gonna spin the wheel, Emily?
uh but yeah, it's like we might be getting to about our end here. But thank you guys for coming on. Any last comments or anything you guys would like to say here before we wrap up in a few minutes?
Oh, well, the word of advice up there in Minnesota, just don't eat yellow snow.
Jeez. Thank you for the advice, Steve.
But what if it's lemon flavor? You're missing out.
Who wants to find out?
That's why I don't live in Minnesota. I'll let them find out. I think I heard a lot of good things to follow up. Well, one, I got to watch Quick and the Dead again. And then I didn't know that about Rockefeller, so it's something to look into.
Yeah, when you get my age, you learn those things.
So I have a moment to go.
Some people say, "How old are you, Dee?" I said, "Oh, I don't feel a day over 95."
No, that's you're only as old as you feel. I feel about 120.
Jeez.
Well, my wife, I've always told people, they say, "Why do you take these supplements?" And I say, because I never want to be sick because of neglect of my health and be a burden to my wife.
Yeah.
I'm here for her.
There's
too many guys that leave. There's too many widows out there for guys that don't take care of their health.
And I kind of just came to that point in my life too, of like realizing that, and like you just need to take better care of myself. So I've started that. I've actually seen a doctor. I hadn't seen one for like 15 years.
Well, they ain't gonna do you any good. They're only gonna give you drugs. You got to see a naturopathic doctor.
So I see a DO, and so we're very much on pace of like. I mean, some things I do believe kind of have to take the pills, but very limited. I usually, and I also see a chiropractor, and so all three of us work together on what's going to be, looking. And you're right, like, if I want to feel better and I want to be healthier, eating 5 pizzas a week is not going to do me any good. Maybe eating more fruit.
Oh, yeah. And even the fruits are lacking in nutrition because they don't put the nutrition back in the soil.
Yeah.
Well, if you have bodily pain, the major thing is your connective tissue is inflamed and it's deteriorating. If you look on that OxyFresh website, my wife and I take this every day and we'll never be without it. It's called Motion. Motion is under nature type 2 collagen. And it's made from it's made from chicken sternum. But what it does, it rebuilds the meniscus, the discs in your spine, your fingers. It actually rebuilds the cartilage, everything it's connective tissue, and you will stop having pain. Nothing worse than having your knees rubbed together bone to bone.
I got that.
This actually rebuilds that meniscus. And because the reason why it wears out is because of lack of nutrition. And the nutrition is not, there's no blood flow in the meniscus or the cartilage. It's like a sponge. And your synovial fluid is what is feeding the nutrients. And when there's not enough nutrients in the synovial fluid or the collagen, then it starts to deteriorate and break down. And once you're done with that, they got you. And you're too young to be going through that. I don't even have creaks and pops, like people get up in the morning, creak and pop. I don't have any of that. My wife is so quiet. She gets out of bed and I can fart.
So I'll move across the room, my knee will pop, and my wife's like, it's so loud that she's like, what was that? I'm like, oh, that's just my knee.
It hurts, doesn't it?
No, I think it's more hearing how loud the noise is and thinking it should hurt than it actually hurting.
Well, you can regenerate all this cartilage, and that there's something, this one product, I had a woman had rheumatoid arthritis so bad that she had to climb up her stairs in her house on her knees, hands and knees. Within a week, she was walking up the stairs. When you go to my link, I can send you PDFs, I can send you data if you're interested. And nothing worse than having bad health and not knowing what to do about it.
But if I get better, then my wife won't do everything for me and she'll expect me to do things like clean the house.
Well, you can fake it.
Right. Oh, I love the way you think.
Yeah. So does Emily and I have fun. And even what was that? What was it? Oh, that Facebook, you can get those albums from Facebook. They talk about the photo album. That is so cool because it really is a very high quality photo album.
Really?
Anyway, we're out of time, aren't we, Emily? It looks like 1 o'clock.
Sandwich time.
Bye, everybody. Good seeing you again.
Bye.
Pleasure meeting you, Derek.
Good to meet you.
To thank everybody for joining us there, whoever's tuned in. We are here every Saturday at 1:00 p.m. Central Time. So encouraging everybody to join us whenever they can. And whenever they can, and encourage everybody to go to all our social media, like, share, comment, and so on that. And this until next time, have a safe and week and to stay happy.